What's poppin', guys? And today we will be taking a look and trying two lubes from XCuber, XCore Gray and Haste X V2. Now I got these lubes from XCuber at Paradise Charis 2020, but now that we have the quarantine, I believe this is the best time to try out these lubes. I never tried them before, so I'm really excited to know how they feel like. Also to note, these lubes are also seemingly great for the price, especially that the prices for these are really cheap. So let's see how these will perform in cubes. Now our first cube is a Moyu Weilong M 3x3. Now this one has been cleaned out thoroughly and basically dry enough for the lubes to be worked on. So anyways, let's get started. So from here we can just about start on the core. Okay, so we've gotten it loosened to that extent. Okay, never mind. And so here we can prepare the lube for dispensing. So now that we've just lubed this with XCore Gray, let's see how this performs with it. So judging from this, the speed increased considerably. It's gotten a lot more faster now. It doesn't have the more rougher feel that it previously had before lubing this with XCore, and so this lube actually makes a hidden inner feeling in the cube much nicer. Definitely you can feel the speed kicking up, although it still doesn't have lube around the pieces yet, so we'll get to that with Haste X. And that's just about it for this lubing job. Let's see how it performs. Holy, okay. This actually has become really fast. And it's really kicking up. That's really nice, especially the smoothness. And it's just right there, the soft pillowiness of the Weilong combined with the power of XCore Gray and Haste X V2. This one feels super nice. Corner cutting has gone back to being really nice. The speed may be a little bit too fast for my liking, so I might have to put a bit of 50k up there later. But for this, it's actually really nice. The thing is, the feeling of this is actually, again, quite the nice speed, but not too gummy. And some really like that. Although me, I prefer having gummy cubes than breaking them in to feel much better. But this one is nice, just a little bit on the faster side. I think the lubes actually serve this quite well. So anyways, let's move on to the next cube. The MR3 RS3M Boron treated. This cube was previously treated by XCuber before, huge thanks to him also by the way, and now the lube here really just gummed up after many months, and so I decided to clean it out and test out these lubes in this one. So let's get back to it. And there we have it. We got Haste X V2 on there, and again all the lubes set up now. And so now, without further ado, let's get into first turns. So the speed definitely has kicked up a notch. This one's quite doing that well. And the smoothness are also quite nice. The RS2 is generally a much slower cube, but with this setup, it gets a lot faster. It also makes the magnets feel quite subtle. There's some areas you need braking in, and generally, this type of speed might not be the best for everyone, and especially for me, so I'll also have to put a little bit of 50k to smoothen things out. But this thing is actually quite smooth already on its own. The RS2 has still retained its softness and smoothness so far, and again, the speed is at a more reasonable type. With the setup, the core's definitely gotten better. since the last time it was set up, and for the pieces, though it's not as gummy as the previous setup, it's still at a reasonable level, and at this point, many would actually like the consistency of this. Overall, this is quite nice. Anyways, that was just about it for testing these two lubes, and overall, it actually made both of the cubes quite nicer to use, although a bit more break-in and maybe just a little dab of 50k could do, because that's really my favorite lube out of everything, but this is still quite nice. Now, after spending some time with these lubes in these cubes, their performance and feeling have improved quite significantly, and they're much more nicer and more pleasant to solve on. For $2 to $3 or 100 to 150 pesos, these lubes from XCuber are indeed amazing for the price, and I will be using them in the cubes that I will be using and setting up soon. Now the rest of this video are the solves with these setup cubes, and once again I thank you so much for watching this video, and I will be seeing you in the next one. Keep poppin', guys. Peace.